Hey everybody, I'm Ryan Shedd, and welcome to the very first episode of Ryan Rants. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I actually have a pretty good episode. I sat down to write it, and it just kind of wrote itself. So it's going to start out kind of crappy, and it'll get better as it go along. And I got hopefully a nice little positive way to end it. So a little breaking news, if you hadn't heard, Tiger Woods was in a one-person car accident. And it's looking pretty rough. They had to use the jaws of life to get him out. And yeah, hopefully he's okay. They're saying he might have broke two of his legs, but he's definitely in surgery right now. So sending strength and prayers to him, because yeah, that's horrible. Man, it's weird not having anybody else to play off of. But here we go. So first thing I want to say is happy Black History Month. It's something that I've learned to pay more attention to as the years have gone on, especially now that I have my kids. But while it should be a positive celebration, we also need to reflect on the reason that it came about and the negative parts of it, because it's part of our history. So I actually wanted to start with a Jesse Owens quote. And if you don't know who Jesse Owens is, he won a bunch of gold medals at the Olympics in the 30s. And so here he is, and I got to blow it up so I can read it. But New Jersey Institute of Social Justice posted this, but here's Jesse Owens after he accepted his medal. He said, "Hitler didn't snub me. It was the president. It was our president, FDR, who snubbed me. The president didn't even send a telegram." Jesse Owens, after winning 4 gold medals in the 1936 Olympics in Berlin, Germany. FDR invited each of the white U.S. Olympians to the White House, but not Jesse. So, and the reason I bring that up is because I think it unfortunately transitions into some of the things that we have going on right now, which upset me yesterday and today. And actually have to get my phone out because one of the things was breaking news within a couple of hours. So I didn't get a chance to put it on there. Anyway, so Jesse Owens, the man, there was a man arrested for shooting three 19 and 20-year-old black kids in a gas station. What was it? I think it was last week. So they've got, where is it here? See, this is the problem. This is what Nikki usually does. But they got this guy. I think it's this one. Yep. Suspect in triple shooting at Fort Wayne gas station, charged with murder, attempted murder, and more felonies. And this, of course, is the guy, white guy who needs to shave his beard so he doesn't look anything like me. But those are the eyes of a killer. Like, apparently he literally just walked up to the car of young guys at a gas station, got into a verbal altercation and ended up shooting at him in the car. So he ended up, unfortunately, killing 2 of them, and the other one is still in the hospital. I believe it said in critical condition. Either way, still in the hospital for sure. So, again, sending my thoughts and condolences that way. But that goes into this year, or the Elijah McClain. If you guys didn't hear anything about him, it's this young man right here. And I'm sorry, it's got me a little emotional today, guys. So Elijah McClain, they determined that the Colorado police, they had no legal basis to restrain this young man, none. And on top of it, they also came out and said that an independent investigation that they had, the EMS administered a ketamine dosage based on a grossly inaccurate and inflated estimate of Mr. McClain's size. So not only did they restrain this kid and all this other stuff, but then they shot him up with too much ketamine drugs just to make sure they got the job done. So now that this has come out, though, the one positive that came out is his Elijah's mother came out and said that the one thing she was happy about, that her son would no longer be considered a criminal, or a suspect. So she was at least happy about that it cleared his name in a lot of ways. And that unfortunately brings us to the 1-year anniversary of this man, Ahmad Aubry. And I don't want to forget, when we talk about Black history, unfortunately, I think this is going to go down, under the same category, human rights. Ahmad Aubry, as a lot of you guys know, he was running in a neighborhood and he got followed and gunned down by these three outstanding citizens who thought it would be a good idea to drive him down or drive down, cut him off, and then get out and get into an altercation and shoot him. And there was another guy driving behind him. So, I mean, it was two cars of people. Freaking insane. So this is the 1 year anniversary of that. And the kicker is that it took, I think it was 2 months for them to arrest these guys. And the third guy on the very right, it took them even longer to arrest him. But yeah, it was 2 months. And the only reason that they ended up getting arrested was because the video went viral. So once again, that shows you the power of social media, right? So with that, I want to transition a little bit. I just want to drive home. I brought these two up because it's an anniversary that we all should be paying attention to. Police brutality is clearly still an issue. And that brings me to the third thing that I found right before I got on. No criminal charges against New York officer who was restrained and killed Daniel Prude. So a grand jury chose not to criminally charge Rochester police officers whose restraint of Daniel Prude may have caused his death. State Attorney General Letitia Wright announced Tuesday. So we've got Elijah McClain, Ahmad Aubry, and now they're going to dismiss the charges for Daniel. It's very upsetting. Like I said, it's got me kind of spun up. So I just wanted to bring those up and remind everybody who they are and that we need to do better. I truly believe that we can do better than this. There's got to be an answer instead of just throwing our hands up and saying it is what it is, because that's what I feel like we've been doing. But anyway, I'm going to transition into the next thing, which is the FBI had a warning sent. The FBI sent a warning to the Capitol Police the day before see, I'm trying to scroll. I don't see it. Did I not put it in here? See, that's disappointing. So anyway, the FBI sent a warning to the Capitol Police freaking the night before at like 6 p.m. They sent a warning saying that this could possibly happen on January 6th. So they sent it January 5th. And it came out today at one of the Senate hearings that that in fact they did receive it, but nobody at the Capitol Police ended up reading it or adhering to it or anything. So once again, it's just either it's gross incompetence, or it's unfortunately what a lot of us have been saying, somebody helped, or helped that not go where it needed to go. I don't know. Either way, the FBI was trying to warn them. They didn't get it for some reason, and what happened. A bunch of traitors stormed the Capitol. So with that, speaking of traitors, see, this is going to go a lot faster than I thought it was. Ted Cruz, we all know his little photo op here, right? You see his little photographer in the bottom right there, who was pointed out by somebody, what, 1, 2, 3 vehicles. So I wanted to take this opportunity to show Traitor Ted what it actually looked like, when people need help. So here in Arizona, we have some awesome young Democrats, and this is, I think I'm saying his name wrong, but Eddie Barron. And he was out with a great organization called Sunnyside Distribution. It's Sunnyside District. I'll put their thing up here in a second. But I wanted to show Ted what it looked like to put, to actually help folks. That's a put together event trying to help a community. Line, yeah, that's what helping actually looks like. So this was who they were doing. Sunnyside Unified School District, food box distribution. It was a drive-through only. It was here in Tucson. So I believe they're going to do this again, which is why I'm putting up their information. So if you're here in Tucson, in Arizona, Sunnyside here, this is the Sunnyside Foundation, is an organization trying to help. So if you need anything, hopefully you can reach out to them. And I know they're trying to help the community, which I think is freaking awesome. But we have young Democrats getting out there and putting in the work, and I just love to see it. So I want to promote that as best as I can. I'm going to get to all your guys' comments here in a minute. I can't do 3 things at once. So that was Ted Cruz. And what else did I say? Oh, I got all through that. But wow, this went really fast. 10 minutes. I looked at this and thought I was going to have a solid 30 minutes of material. So Ted Cruz is clearly a piece of shit. And he left his dog in the house. You can't put together a decent photo op. Like, who votes for this clown? Oh my God. All right. So before we go into the comments, I wanted to also point out Deb Haaland, who is up for her nomination for Interior Secretary. Apparently, Jeff Bennett had a problem, or I'm sorry, not Jeff Bennett. Duh. Senator Joe Manchin has said he's undecided on Deb Haaland's nomination. And of course, AOC, being who she is, said Jeff Sessions was so openly racist that even Reagan couldn't appoint him. Manchin voted to confirm. Sessions then targeted immigrant children for wide-scale human rights abuses with family separation. Yet the first Native woman to be cabinet secretary is where we're going to draw the line. Okay. So I just want to point out that Deb Haaland is a must. She is a must confirm. So if you have platforms, please spread that. Hopefully they get this done because it just makes the most sense. I mean, she is somebody who has a direct connection with native lands, and she needs to be involved, period. And with that, I'm going to end on a positive note before we go into the comments. And so I was going to show the Mars landing, but it's kind of long. So instead, I wanted to end on an immigrant note. So while it's Black history, I wanted to also point out that immigrants can be outstanding. They can contribute to our economy, our society, our country in great ways. And here's a perfect example. This is a man who's worked for NASA for 35 years and has put 5 lunar rovers on Mars. So here's him putting his 5th one down.
Nominal. 20 meters. Tango Delta.
Touchdown. We got touchdown.
Nominal. Bring me stable. Bring me stable.
Bring?
Yes! Don't break the table.
That's passion for your job, people, and I love it. And I love seeing how people can come into our country and achieve their dreams like that. So let's keep that energy moving forward. And with that, let's move into the comments because I'm excited. Here we go. Hi, Nikki. Thank you for stopping. You guys are awesome. Hey, Roddy girl. So what do you got? You guys got any questions or feelings about any of the stuff I posted? Like I said, I know it's kind of most of it was kind of shitty, but yeah, Marnie, like I said, it got me spun up. When I started the show, not only was I nervous, but I'm also like worked up because it's just so much in like 2 days. The Elijah McClain, when Nikki and I were on our show last night, you know, we had actually, somebody brought him up and we talked about that, how, you know, they had determined that the cops just did him wrong. And then of course today, Ahmad Aubry it's just difficult, and it just keeps continuing, right? They keep coming out and saying, oh, we're not going to prosecute, or, oh, we're not going to file charges, or, oh yeah, well, we know that clearly they did something wrong and they murdered this kid, but you know, whatever. It's just, I don't know if we've become so desensitized to it or what, but it's killing me. Yeah, it's pissing me off too, Dan. See, I'm not alone. Antifa and the cops' fault. What? Ron Johnson said it's Antifa and the cops' fault. What, for like Elijah McClain and Ahmad Aubry? Though, a warning on the 5th. Yeah, I've been hearing about that. I don't know what they're planning, but you know, Nikki and I have been talking a lot about it off camera, that it's not over. You know, they're not done. So why I know a lot of us, me included, we don't want to continue talking about Trump, right? but unfortunately we have to, because he's not out of the picture yet. You know, they're still putting him on a pedestal for 2024. You know, why we're sitting here trying to put him in jail over tax fraud, you know, and other things, you know, a 2-time impeached president, and they're literally trying to push this man for another fucking term. I don't get it. I don't understand what's going on. But the one thing that it keeps driving home for me is that we can't let our foot off the gas. Yeah, Nikki, the Eddie and them. Yeah, he's awesome. There's a lot of good organizations here, of course, that I'm ready to get involved in. But yeah, I've been following him on social media for like a year. He's awesome. Sorry, my keyboard is stuck. I have that problem too. The youth are our future. We talk about that a lot on our show, Nikki. It's, you know, I look at my kids and it's like, my children are your guys' future, whether you like it or not. The way that I raise my kids is going to affect you in one way, shape, or form, whether it's they're bagging your groceries at the store or they're landing a rover on Mars. At some point, my kid is going to affect other people's lives, you know? So raising our future to be better, putting them in better financial situations with you know, relieving student debt, you know, all sorts of things, you know, educating them and not forcing them to go in the hole for freaking 20 years, you know, setting them up to truly be successful. I really wonder what would happen if we truly set our next generation up to be successful, you know, not just successful on paper like a job, but I mean, set them up for true financial life success. And the way that we do that is we don't make them, you know, go into the hole, you know, freaking $300,000 because they want to go be a doctor. You know, we need to bridge this gap. Sorry, I know I'm going off on a tangent, but hey, that's why it's called Ryan Rants, right? Did you see the IG girl that took? Oh my God, Roddy girl, I did see that. I saw that a couple hours ago. It looked like an old photo, and God, I don't, you know, nowadays you don't know what's real and what's not, but I'm gonna go with that was real, and I loved it. Hi, what's going on, Elba? Thanks for stopping in. You guys are awesome. Ryan Rant. I know it's like I said, I'm trying to be somewhat clean, but it's just, yeah. But with that being said, there's not really any questions coming in, so I'm going to go ahead and end it. But guys, thank you so much for coming in for the first episode. I will be here every Tuesday at 6 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. And make sure you tune in on Monday, because Nikki and I are going to have the Conscious Leon, and it's going to be a great show. Nikki and I are going to prep for it. It's going to be awesome. So Nikki's also going to be going live tomorrow with Patty the Panda, I believe, at 6 o'clock Eastern. So make sure you tune into her. And as always, much love. Keep fighting.